Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your weekly tarot guidance for the week of June the 27th through July the 3rd of 2016. Now, there's only a couple things I want to mention before I get to the actual reading today, and one of them is that Mercury will be entering Cancer, okay, during this week, and that puts a lot of energy in Cancer, so, expect the whole conversation to change and emotions be more at play here. And need I remind you, all right, although it's not this week, there's a new moon coming up on the 4th. So you'll be feeling that energy, before the 4th arrives, because it's going to be 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 4th. So, there again, new moon in Cancer. So a lot of energy at play here that will, I don't want to say be difficult to handle, but where there's a little more emotion attached to it. So sometimes that takes people a little off guard. So we just want to mention that and keep it in mind. Now, what about this week? Okay, I really feel like you start off with a focus toward your finances, whether it be job related or a budget at home, and how you intend to handle things. Your focus is on security. You could be working out, and after all, the first of the month is coming, how you're going to pay the bills. Maybe you want a new approach. There's something here, like a habit that you're looking to change, things that you're looking to get away from. Some of you have had some, terribly difficult times trying to adjust to them. So, some of this is indicated here. So you may find yourself tightening the purse strings this week if you think you've spent a little too much lately or whatever. And, just the idea that you want to make sure that anything that happened in the past does not happen again. So you're more painfully aware now is probably the best way that I can put it. So these habits and things that you're trying to break out of, it's important. And it's all about how you make your choices. I also feel like, we've just come off of a full moon. All right, that second full moon in Sagittarius. I think that there have been some painful losses, and they can be losses of all kinds. But for some, it involves relationships, whether it's a relationship with a person, a place, a thing, a situation. But it ultimately has felt good to eliminate it, okay? Like you can see clearly now that it's in your best interest that that part of your life be done. So I think that's progress. I really, truly do. It's taken a long time to get there, like to come to terms with it. So, good for you. But like I said, this shows me that you're looking at, because your life is changing and you're aware that it's changing. And you're not entirely sure what's going to happen over these next 3 months and where it puts you by, I want to say, October the 8th. Okay? Because some big changes coming in September. But you're working on them over these next 3 months. And I just feel like there's issues from the past that you're reminded of when it comes to finance, whatever it may be. Maybe it's been a while since you had a job, and I know I've seen many of you comment that you finally are starting one. You were hired, you're ready to work. So you're kind of focusing on that, knowing what that new paycheck is going to be, how you're going to handle the bills. So, things of that nature, they're kind of what's happening around. Now, big transition coming for you. Wow. When I say breaking out and breakthroughs this week, there are some things that are changing, like really, truly changing. Keeping that focus on security in a realistic and practical manner. Wow. So it appears that finally, some of the things now I can think off the top of my head, so many of you have been waiting to work on something, and it just didn't seem to happen. Mercury went retrograde, nothing happened, the universe threw a monkey wrench in, but you're finally getting to work on the details. Maybe you needed to work on a bankruptcy or something that involved the courts. Finally, these things are happening, and the options are in front of you of what you need to do, and you're going to choose what is in your best interest for the long haul. So this week, you're working on taking back your power, eliminating struggles. Yes, this is a big moment for you. And, it's not playing it up really big, but it really is, because you're going to feel better. Oh my goodness. So the universe very much wants you to stay grounded. This is important. Down to earth, Don't let your thoughts or your emotions get away from you, okay? And this is also in being careful what you say. Like I said, there's a new moon coming, so as you approach the weekend, keep that in mind. I remind everyone because I think we often speak first and then regret later. And you can avoid a lot of problems sometimes just by keeping quiet, no matter how hard that is. But rather than speaking and saying things that you regret. You know what I'm talking about, because too many of you have been through it, and then I hear about it later, and there's not much I can do to help you then. So, now, again, with the 3 months, I'm telling you, mid-September is a very important time. So some of the things that you're working on now, finally feeling like you're getting started on this week, okay? You're getting on that right road, and you're finally getting things taken care of. But in order to affect these drastic changes, it feels like it has to play out over this, July, August, September time frame. Oh, and goodness me, how could I have failed to mention this? You got to fire me, guys, because the thing that I've been waiting for the longest, myself, as a Scorpio, is for Mars to go direct, which is on the 29th. Hallelujah. How could I have not mentioned that? Oh, my goodness. Please forgive me, because that's it. That's where you pick up those reins and you take off and you get going, like halfway through the week there. And awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, puts a lot of excitement in the air and like change in a flash. Unbelievable. You're, something that you feel like, how can I put this? Like you've been battling, really just with all of the retrogrades, with the energy that's taken place. There's still retrograde planets. You still have 3 that I can think of off the top of my head: Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. But, Mars, the god of war, that battle wants to rage, and it's not in a bad way. It's not like you want to go out and pick fights with people. You want to get out there and pick up for yourself and take care of your life. And you've been feeling like held back. So after the 29th, you're going to feel like the universe is kind of springing you loose like a slingshot, where all of a sudden you can take care of some things. I'm liking this a lot. And, in spite of all that momentum, you finally feel like, your prayers are being answered and you can relax a little bit. That's a good thing, because, there's an issue. It may not be the big issue, but it's an issue that's been bugging you, and you finally feel like you can get a handle on it. And that's a wonderful, awesome thing. So it may be little, it may be big. It's not the thing, that you're working on, but you're really close to getting all those loose ends tied up. Yes, this is wonderful. Again, with the vision for change over these next 3 months. July is spent working on a lot of things, okay? Not just this week as July begins, but all of July, really. But, you have a renewed sense of purpose here, I think, with Mars direct, and it gives you the determination you need to work things out for your vision. Still juggling for a couple months, really, because that storm in the background, it's like it wants to calm, but you just need to kind of go with the flow. When you think about it, you'll realize what I'm saying, because it's working its way out of your life. What amazes me is that you have all come so far, okay, to the point that you see things in a total reverse perspective than what you did last year. Like a little before this time last year, I want to say May, beginning of June, some of you were still feeling pretty, then you thought you latched on to what you were supposed to be doing. kind of had the idea, and it's been percolating for quite some time as the universe has been guiding you to where you should be to this point. And that's what I feel like, as you hit the solstice last week, you're really starting to hit your stride where you see you're at that starting line. So here you go. Mars goes direct this week and you're taking off. You're working on things. And I feel like there's a lot of exploration as well. And there's something here I want to remind people of. Everybody always likes to hear this too. That where is my knight in shining armor? Where is my queen? Where is that person that I'm waiting for to be with? You know what? You're not the only person on this planet. They are out there leading their life the same as you, wondering what they're supposed to do from this point forward. And as they work on it, and this is a transition over these 3 months, okay, that's taking you to like another point. And I know some people out there have had a difficult time understanding this. But let's get back to this person out there. Many of you, now some of you are in established relationships, but for those who are not, and that's it, that person is out there. They're coming. And if it's not a relationship, it's a situation. It's that beautiful thing that needs to be in your life that's coming that will change it forever and really like free you up from all of the sacrificing that you've been going through. So, this is awesome. Now, as I said, you're seeing it more. So the tendency that tends to happen here that I'm noticing is this like restless mental energy because, the excitement is there, the thought process is there, and you're like, oh my goodness, can it really be going to go this way? Can this happen? Can I accomplish this? And then of course it's like, all right, so what comes after that? Wow. I mean, you're doing things here that are, you're going to be like totally reborn. Let's put it that way. Okay? When I say this is like a transition, there's a whole new phase of being, a life that in no way represents the life that you previously lived for however many years. That's done, it's gone. A lot of the people are gone, and some situations which were good at one time, which became not so good, are gone. And here you are, at a big crossroads, probably over July, August. I want to say maybe August, trying to make some choices. All right, because I'm thinking like maybe over the next 6 weeks, trying to figure this out, which way to go, which way will take you. See, that's the hard part, is you're still kind of navigating, and, the universe is guiding you, but it isn't saying, over here, Joe, this is the way you want to go. This is it. So you're still left to your own devices. You still have free will. But I have a feeling that for the majority of you, you're making the right choice, especially if you make the one that may seem a little more difficult, but with greater rewards in the long haul. Okay, so if you're faced with a couple of options in life, and one of them seems like a short-term fix, it's probably not the one you want, because then you're going to have to come back and redo it again, okay? Keep in mind that where this week is leading you, and where these next couple of months are leading you, is into like a whole nother planetary brew that's coming in August, okay, over August, September. So there's going to be 3 more eclipses, another Mercury retrograde. You'll finally have Pluto going direct, Saturn going direct in August, and, the universe is ever changing. Your life is ever changing. And I see you very much wanting to maintain balance and trying to be patient with it all. Trying to be patient, knowing that I don't know if I finished that other thought about that other person or situation in your life, because that other person is out there getting their life together. So the time has not come yet for your paths to cross. Keep that in mind. When the timing is right, it's going to show itself here, and we will talk about it, okay? But in the meantime, pace yourself. Live your life in moderation. I see no hastiness here. I see being able to even if there's not extra money, the concept of holding on tight to it, and I really feel like it's money more than anything. So you're about to, I think, have more clarity and working on organizing things in your life. Now, I want to put down a few more cards because this is a very interesting week indeed, because it's the week where you're finally seeing the things that you've been waiting for. Like you knew when you arrived at the solstice last week that you're at the starting line. So here you are this week wondering, what's it all about? What is happening? That's the thing. And you have a lot of, shall we say, feminine energy around right now with all of the Cancer, energy that's here at the moment. Nothing wrong with that. Cancers are really my favorite people, to be honest. Cancers and Tauruses. So, see, you're working towards your happiness. I like this. I like this a lot. And, over these few months, you're going to do some things that at one point in time you would have thought very risky, that you would never have done. But these are like really new beginnings. When I say new beginnings, I just don't even think I can emphasize enough how different life is, how much things change, and how much the pace is going to pick up once Mars goes direct. I am totally, totally in awe of this. Oh yes. See, it's just gonna come. Give me 1 second here because I really want to look at this. I'm like really intrigued by it all. You will manage, I think, to surprise yourself at how collected you are after everything that's happened. I mean, you may have been, there'd be points like, has anybody ever seen, what's the name of the movie? Love Actually, okay? Where I think her name is Laura Linney, goes over in the hallway and jumps up and down and then comes back and acts all cool. That's you, okay? That's you. So get it out, go jump up and down, and be ready. You've achieved a better sense of self-reliance. And this is not loneliness, okay? I want everybody to understand this. If there's not someone in your life, this is in line with that something that's coming your way. But the universe has been putting you in a position to be, because really, do you want to be in like a relationship or whatever where you're whining about how you feel or how bad your life is? That's no way to be, right? You want to be in a relationship where you're with someone and you can enjoy life together, all right? That may not sound realistic, but if you've already been through all the hard times, then, it's preparing you, I really truly believe, for something better. So, there is an indication here of taking some time out to stop and smell the roses. Definitely a lot of compassion. And I like this. I think many of you have learned more about the art of compassion for others and even for yourself. But yes, your new beginning is definitely at hand. And I really want to see if we have all of this that's coming. All right. I'm hoping, because everybody's situation is different, and I want you to understand this. And I think some of you get me and understand what I'm trying to say, because you're all focused on one thing and one thing only. And you're not seeing the bigger picture in the long term. And in the bigger picture, all the changes where you're beginning from right now take you through a lot of things that happen between now and, say, the end of September. That's why I said around October the 8th. Mercury will be out of shadow. You'll be past eclipse season, okay? Pluto will already be direct. Saturn will be direct. And here you are. You're at this different sort of beginning where you feel in charge of your changes. That's why I keep telling you it's coming in phases. And the phases almost tend to come with the seasons. So just follow the seasons and notice how your life shifts. It doesn't just shift because your weather changes. Okay, it shifts because the universe shifts and things are happening. So, there's a lot of forward movement coming and a lot of information coming your way. And like I said, just be ready to grab a hold of that fresh start It may seem a little bit risky to you, but be ready to take that chance. Just because it's different does not mean it isn't right. I want to thank you all for listening, and I'll see you here again next week. And as always, take care.